Hi everyone. A lot of people reach out to me who are thinking about volunteering in Israel. Usually I refer them to Sarel or the kibbutz movement, but there is another option. The Israel guys, they are evangelicals and they are amazing. And today they are actually opening their brand new center. So it is a great opportunity to sit down with them and ask them a few questions. Congratulations on your new place here on Har Bracha.
We're super excited.
Can you first maybe introduce yourself? Who
Sure.
are you? How you came here?
I'm Joshua Waller. I'm the CEO of the Israel Guys. I first came here to Israel when I was 14 years old. And, well, obviously I didn't come by myself. My family, my dad started an organization at the time where we came and we volunteered. And that's what we've been doing for the last 23 years. We've been building farms across Judea and Samaria, Yalla Shimron.
Where are you from originally?
Originally Tennessee. So we were a farming family in Tennessee. I mean, I got to tell you, I grew up though. Like we came to Israel when I was very young, but growing up, we had an Israeli flag over our piano, and then a menorah sitting there on the piano. Like we grew up, we didn't know a Jewish person. That was what was so crazy about our story. But when we were provided the opportunity to come, and we had a farmer that reached out to us, and my father met him, and he opened up his Bible to Jeremiah 31:5, and he said, Ot tikra mim ba'arei Shamrot, you will yet plant vines on the mountains of Samaria. And my dad was like, for real? Like it's the Jewish people are back in the homeland. They're back in Eretz Israel, that land of Israel, and they're rebuilding the ancient ruins. They're establishing the agriculture again, and they're asking us if we could come and help. Now we're like 6th generation farmers. I don't know if you go back 6 generations of farming. I think it just continues. So we have like in the Jewish people, it's like we're a long line of rabbis. Well, for our family, it's like we're a long line of farmers. And, for us, it was an incredible honor to be asked to come and serve. And we've helped to build around 120 of the farms here in Yalla Shimron, Judea and Samaria. And it's just the greatest honor of our life to be a part of this Zionist dream coming to life. And so that's a little bit of a story of how we got here and what we're up to.
You are evangelical. Now, my audience is very broad,
Sure.
like 20% probably of Jewish. Can you tell us what it is to be an evangelical, what it means?
It's a great question. I'm still scratching my head what it means too, and I think everybody out there is. The reality be told, evangelical is a large term, and it represents a lot of people. In the Christian world, there's so many different types of Christians. What we've done here is we say, we don't care what type of Christian you are. If you love Israel, you love the Jewish people, you stand with them, you stand with the Jewish people, you stand with you want to support strong Jewish identity in the land of Israel, you support the Jews to be strong in their homeland, we say, and you want to be a part of it, we say, come on and join us. We don't care what background you come from. We're just excited that you love the Jewish people and want to come help. So that's our stance here. And we literally, the 5,000 plus volunteers that have come to serve here, the long-term volunteers, and then the thousands upon thousands of visitors that have come here to this literal site that we're sitting today. Mormon to Catholic to Protestant, across the spectrum. And we're proud about that. We're proud that we can facilitate something that goes across the denominational boundaries of Christianity to something that we believe is the most important thing of all, that people understand the significance of serving the Jewish people as a role. We believe in the Jewish role, leading the redemption process, and we see it happening today. The Jewish people are doing something amazing in the land of Israel, and we believe the nations need to rise to the occasion today to fulfill our role. What is it? It's to serve the Jewish people. We believe that's biblically founded, grounded in the words of the Bible. And so we're just so excited that so many different people, groups from all over the world could be a part of coming and serving.
Okay, and I'm sure that some will look at it and say, are they trying to convert Jews to Christianity? What?
Yeah, It's a super great question, and that's the first one usually most Jewish folks ask. We've been so blessed to have a great relationship with the rabbi of Har Bracha, Rabbi Eliezer Melamed. We came here, what did we know? As a long line of farmers, what did we know about Israel? What did we know about the role of the Jewish people? And I thank God for the relationship with Rabbi Melamed and the rabbis of the community, all those that have influenced us here in the community, in the yeshiva of Har Bracha, Rabbi Yonan Azar. There's countless, so many people that have influenced our story. And I thank God for it, because now we understand better who the Jewish people are and who would want to change that. Who would want to change the role of the Jewish nation? It's the most important. It's a God-chosen role to play, and we hold that very sacred now that we understand it. As coming in here, we didn't understand it first. And I thank God that we can understand it. And of course, we stand against anyone that would want to take away any of the Jewish identity. And we say 100% that it's an evil thing to do, to come and try to take away from the Jewish people. That's not our role at all. That's the role of the nations. We're supposed to come and serve and not be a part of watering down or making a Jewish person less Jewish than they are. Of course not. What we want to see is strong Jewish people, rooted and grounded in Judaism, in their rich faith that they carry. And we want to encourage that. And, that may sound a little crazy. But again, there's certain denominations out there that would say I'm crazy. But we're okay with that. And we strongly stand with Jewish people. And we're against, of course, any proselytizing or anyone coming to try to evangelize the Jewish people.
And how is it for you as a Christian living in Israel? I mean, Tucker Carlson said in like 15 different videos how dangerous it is for Christians to be here, how they are treated.
Yeah.
What is your personal experience?
Somebody just asked me that the other day, and I think it's a super great question, but I always put it back to them. I say, you know what? If someone come up to you and punch you, how would you react? You probably wouldn't like them, right? So if Christians come to Israel and they punch Jewish people, or they give them, or the equivalent of, they say, what do you know about the Bible that you've literally carried, such, intricate detail about every single word, and the Jewish people have carried, and you want to come in and say you don't know anything about this book that you know everything about, right? When someone shows such arrogance to the Jewish people, what do you expect? Of course there's going to be like a pushback. There's going to be like, whoa. But I'll tell you 100%, as a Christian that's lived in Israel for 23 years now, we've been accepted 100%, like almost across the board. Yeah. And it's because...
And you live in a ultra-Orthodox Jewish community.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and I wish Tucker Carlson could listen to this. If you don't want to kill the Jews, you know what? The Jewish people love you. They need friends. They want friends. They're not just about themselves. The verse from the Bible in Isaiah that says that the house of prayer should be a house of prayer for all nations is one of the bedrocks of the Jewish faith. If you go into a religious Jewish community, that's what they're quoting all the time. It's like a part of the fabric of a religious Jewish community, which means they carry a great hope that the nations would come around, that they would stop hating the Jewish people, that the nations would embrace the Jewish people. And that's what we've done here in Har Bracha, is to say, no, we embrace the Jewish people. We don't agree to disagree anymore. We agree to agree on all the things that we can agree on. There's so much to agree on. And I think that's an incredibly important thing, that so many of the nations find themselves, like Tucker Carlson, fighting against the Jewish people. You don't have to go back too far in history to find out how those countries and how those individuals went. They all failed. It does not work. The Jewish people are the eternal people. And the quicker someone understands that fundamental of the creation of God's choosing, right? Because it's just part of the fabric of creation. He chose that. The quicker someone gets a hold of that, the better off they do in the world.
So let's say I want to volunteer.
Sure.
What do you do here? Like how does it work?
Sure. So for internationals, specifically Christians, this project is geared toward them. We offer programs throughout the year, all the way around the year, for people to come and serve. So most of the service programs are on farms. So we help to build up
for individuals. So you work with individuals, with churches, with groups.
So across the world, it's we've had 35 different countries to come and volunteer here. People from 35 different countries, and so across individuals or groups, whether they come as an individual, all the information is on the evangelical.com. People can go sign up to come and volunteer, and of course, the more hands, the faster we get this work accomplished. It's leading to the most incredible thing ever. When I first came here, there was no vineyards. There was no birds flying. There was it was almost just like Mark Twain left it in the 1800s, right? It was so barren and so desolate. And I have to just tell you today, we are witnessing one of the most dramatic changes it's so fast. When I came here, there was no vines. There was not even one bottle of wine being produced on the mountains of Samaria in the early 2000s. The first one in 2004. And today there's 2.45 million bottles of wine being produced off these mountains, and it's just like that. And that's what the whole if you look at the prophecies, that's what they spoke about. They spoke about One day you're going to come back to the land that's going to be established again, and there's going to be this revitalization of the land's going to be revitalized, and that's what we're seeing. So that's what the volunteers come to do. They come to be a part of that rejuvenation of the land and to serve the farmers here.
And how long the programs are?
Sure.
Or
2 weeks is our 10 days. 2 weeks is our shortest programs. And that's our Heartland experience, and that's where people come. It's like a mix of serving on the farms and then seeing the heartland of Israel. 85% of the Bible happens here, so it's hard to just, so we kind of mix it up where you see the land and you serve the land all together. And then we have some hardcore programs where it's just volunteering. We have programs for families and individuals that maybe not so extreme hardcore, and then we have like hardcore where it's 18 to 35, and these guys are just it's one of our favorite groups to bring in just because they're young and it's awesome. So if you're a young person out there, 18 to 35, and you feel hardcore, that's certainly the trip for those guys to come in. And boy, we just put 10 miles of cattle fencing in, for instance, last month with that team. So like it's making a difference big time here on the land.
yeah, thank you very much, and I hope you all the best.
Hey, Oren, thanks for coming out today. This is a really fun day for you to be here as well. Thanks for having me on today.
I will put a link to their website below, but I just want to say two things. First, it is truly heartwarming to see this kind of appreciation for the Jewish people from the outside. As someone who fights the lies invented about us every day, this really warms my heart. Second, and this must be said, they are so annoying. Look at how perfect they are. They are so beautiful. Everything is clean. Everything is organized. The grass is green. The flowers are blooming. Look at how they dress. Like we Israelis, we are shluchim. Like, and they are like, they are perfect. What can I say? That's it, guys. See you in the next one. Yalla, bye.